So we're good? Okay. All right. Then we will go ahead and call this meeting to order. 5:32. Roll call. At-large Cummins.
Here.
At-large Postian.
Here.
Ward 1 Welker.
Here.
Ward 2 Helm.
Here.
Ward 3 Johnston.
Here.
Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next is approval of the agenda.
Motion. I
Second.
request to amend.
Yes.
Nope, too late. I'd like to request to amend the agenda to add in a public hearing for the budget amendment. So you have approved on your April 21st meeting to set the public hearing for May 19th. And then we published it in the paper on May 7th. So we followed all the steps to get to this point. We just didn't get it on the actual agenda, the public hearing section. But in your new business, you'll see that there's the resolution to do the budget amendment. So I asked that we just add that section into the agenda. And we did follow up with our attorney too and ask if that was acceptable, and he agreed that that was.
I'll make a motion with that added.
Okay, so a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion by Cummins, seconded by Helm.
Cummins?
Yes.
Helm?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Postian?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the communications portion. If there's anybody present who would like to address the council, now would be the time to do so. There are no scheduled communications. Nope. No? Okay. We will move on then to the consent agenda. These are routine items that will be enacted by one motion without separate discussion unless a council member requests separate consideration. Approval of the council meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025. Approval of the special council meeting minutes of May 12th, 2025. Approval of the investment and treasurer's report, April 2025. Approval of the library minutes, April 15th, 2025. Approval of the library director's report, April 2025. Approval of the airport minutes, April 9th, 2025. Approval of the garbage exemption for 421 Cedar Street. Approval for the street closure, East 5th Street between Cedar Street and Meridian Street for the Touch a Truck event on Saturday, August 2nd from 8 to 11. Approval of the appointment of Bill Ostola to the library board. Approval of the reappointment of Laura Woods to the library board. Approval for rope rescue equipment for the fire department. Approval of airbags and struts for the fire department. And then approval of the claims register, which includes claims paid under the current purchase policy.
Motion.
Second. Second.
Third.
Okay, motion by Welker, seconded by Cummins.
Helm?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Postian?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Cummins?
Okay, so next we will, before we get to city business, we will add the public hearing to amend the fiscal year 24-25 budget. So motion to open the public hearing.
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion by Johnston, seconded by Walker.
Helm?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Postian?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Cummins?
Yes.
For the budget amendment, some of the additional expenses that we are including in that is a potential repair for a generator at the fire station. We had some alley project repairs, a roof replacement at the library that we had to move up. And then we did the well 5 repair in the water department. And then there was some additional insurance reimbursement we received for revenue, as well as some interest and various grants that we received. But as of close of business today, there haven't been any comments to City Hall for the budget amendment.
Okay. Any comments, any questions? Council?
Did the well repair turn out like we thought it would?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then is there a motion to close the
Motion
public
to
hearing?
close.
Okay, motion by Cummins,
Second?
seconded by Walker.
Helm?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Postian?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Cummins?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to city business. First item is resolution number 051925A. Is that the resolution amending the current budget for fiscal year ending June 30, 2025.
This is the final step in the budget amendment process.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Welker, seconded by Cummins.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bastian,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Okay, next is resolution number 051925B. This is a resolution relating to the financing of proposed projects to be undertaken by the city of Tipton, establishing compliance with reimbursement bond regulations under the Internal Revenue Code.
Yes, this has to do with the solar project. Similar to geo bonds that we've done in the past, this resolution allows for the city to recoup expenses that we have before the bond is in place. It allows us to pay ourselves back or reimburse ourselves from the bond. Basically, that's all this is doing.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Bastian, seconded by Welker.
Bastian,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Okay, next is resolution number 051925C. This is resolution setting a public hearing regarding the South Spruce Street Improvement Project 2025.
Yes, this would set the public hearing for June 2nd at 5:30. We have the cost estimates for the pavement, the storm, and then the total. And both have been worked into the CIP for the upcoming fiscal year. Again, this only sets the public hearing. So that's basically all we have for tonight.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Cummins, seconded by Helm.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bastian,
Yes.
Okay, next is resolution number 051925D. This is a resolution authorizing an application to the Iowa Department of Transportation's General Aviation Vertical Infrastructure Program and certifying the local match requirement.
This one I'd like to take a minute to go into. In 2023, the city applied for most of the terminal building. And that work was for ADA improvements for the restroom, for the front entry. It did a lot of interior work. But the goal of that grant was to stay under 100,000, and that avoids having it spec'd out formally by an engineer or an architect. So being under that amount, we were able to just do what they call competitive quotes. Well, in this, the airport committee would like to pick up the rest of the project. You've seen in your packet, there are pictures of the roof that needs work to be done. They're applying to have painting done outside on the exterior of the building. Plus, they'd like to replace the septic system with a new one. The cost of the project is estimated at $60,300. And according to Adam from McClure, who also spec'd out the previous project, he said it was being conservatively high. But if it came in at that amount, the state grant, if awarded, would be $51,255. The city's portion would be $12,500 or 15%. We would have up to 3 years to execute the project, so it isn't anything that would be in the budget like this budget. The soonest it would be in the budget would be for the one that is July 1 next year. And with the 2023 award being this close, there's a possibility that it may not get awarded because it's so close to the last application. But if it doesn't get awarded, then a lot of times they'll look at the previous year's projects in consideration of the next year. So anyway, the airport committee has proposed this project, and hopefully the council will be okay with the resolution tonight.
Motion to approve,
Second.
as it were.
Motion by Welker, seconded by Helm.
Cummins,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Poschin,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Okay, next is resolution number 051925E, is the resolution approving a City of Tipton versus HBK settlement agreement.
Yes, and just briefly, what's in the resolution is basically it. In the agreement, the city would release all actions and complaints against HBK. HBK would provide the city a payment of $500,000. And of course, the agreement that we came to last week, when we met with Abby and Tammy participated in that, was that it's now subject to your approval.
I would make a motion to accept it.
Second that.
Okay, motion by Cummins, seconded by Helm.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Poschin,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
All right, next is resolution number 051925F. Is a resolution approving requests for proposals and public notice related thereto regarding the sale of city-owned real estate.
Yeah, and this is for the next 4 properties. The first 4, Doug has been working on purchase agreements and other documents. I believe they're near completion. If they haven't been sent out yet, they're close to being sent out. These are for the next 4 in line. We have a couple of, we have a notice that we're going to run 3 times in the paper to try to make it known that this next round of projects is available. Assuming this is approved tonight, I was also going to send the RFP response to the last group of people who responded the first time to see if any of them are interested in it. In the end, there would be presentations to the council, but like you did before, you had a public hearing before you decided with your final decision. That would be at the council meeting of July 21. So all this sets public hearings in motion plus proposal deadline. So this is up for your approval tonight.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Cummins, seconded by Poschin.
Johnston,
Yes.
Poschin,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Okay, last item is discussion and possible action concerning response to requests for proposals for the City of Tipton properties. This is actually a question I brought up to Brian about the option of putting a minimum bid on some of the properties, at least the ones that are salvageable, or the ones that Terry has deemed, have value still and are habitable. And if, for example, one of the properties is currently assesses at 110,000, seems like we should be getting more than the $5,000 or $10,000 out of that. Now, that being said, you may lose some bidders by putting that minimum bid on, but I think, again, we have a responsibility to our taxpayers to try to get as much back out of these properties as we can. And I think at minimum, the lot value.
Yeah, I would agree. My question is, we would have the right to turn it down anyway, though, right? Whether we had that in there or not?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have to put it in there necessarily, right? Or do you think that that it should be put in there?
Well, I think maybe it should be put in there just because if you don't put it in there and then we reject them all, then you have to start all over.
It would preclude from
Gotcha.
having your $1 bid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. I just didn't know if that really
Yeah.
mattered, but that, I
Well,
didn't
that's a
look
good
at
point
it.
though, but yeah, I
I
think
didn't
if,
look at it about the fact that then.
if we want a minimum bid and we don't tell people and then we get
And
four,
then we get
No.
none that meet your minimum.
yeah,
you're
then
in
you're
trouble.
kind of starting all over.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. True.
But I guess the question is, does the council want to do that? What do you want the minimum bid to be? From my perspective, I
At
think
least
it,
5,000 for minimum bid a lot.
Do we have the?
well, I think
do
it
we
should be
have
at
the
least what the lot
values?
value is.
Do we have the values?
For
Do we
the-
know what they are?
No, I don't know. And I'm thinking more of I guess what I was thinking more is the ones that are salvageable because it's going to cost a lot of money to demolish some of these. So I think those, again, they're still getting a lot,
There's
but
only one that needs is salvageable on the next four, right?
there's only one that's salvageable.
Right.
Yeah.
The other three, so they're gonna have cost of tearing down, so I mean, the lot value, you gotta take into consideration what's gonna cost to tear down.
Well, but the one that's salvageable, I would hope that they wouldn't tear it down.
Yeah,
So I think this is just my opinion. Like, feel free to
And it would
disagree
It would discourage someone from tearing it down.
from tearing it down. I mean, it's a nice house.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs some work. It needs to be brought into code compliance, but it's had a lot of work done, and I think it would be a shame to tear it down, frankly.
I agree.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to see, any of them that.
Terry
are
knows more about the
salvageable to
structure of
be
it
torn.
than I do by all means. So, I mean, I guess if,
Well done.
put a percentage of, value,
What was that, Mike?
maybe a percentage of the value, like 70% of a assessed value or something like that. Minimum percentage of the value.
I would agree with something like that, a percentage of what the assessed
I mean,
value is.
if it's assessed
They're
at
gonna have to
110,
finish it.
if it's assessed at 110, they come in with like $65,000 or $70,000 bid, at least that's better than someone coming in with a $5,000 bid.
Yeah, I just don't think we need to be giving these properties away like we've been doing.
I
because
agree.
We're losing our buzz. I know we're trying to accomplish something by going ahead and removing these nuisances,
Right.
but it should be removed at, I hate to say this, at the city's expense. We've got a lot of money tied up with attorney fees and other associated fees, staff time. It's unbelievable. If you go back through the last 10 years,
Sure.
I think we need to get something out of it more than $1,000.
Yeah.
I don't think we need as much on these houses that need to be torn down. I agree. But now, we've got one this time that needs to be, fixed up, and 3 that need to be torn down. But the next ones then are all gonna be ones that are gonna need to be fixed and sold. So,
but they're all salvageable. The rest of them are all salvageable.
yeah,
The last group we had down, we had a whole bunch of them were $1 or, $1,000. I mean, you're basically getting a lot for free and paying for cleanup.
exactly.
So I say percentage of value.
What do you propose for that percentage be?
That's your question. I came with the idea.
Your brilliance is,
Yeah, I guess I didn't look to see what
I would say, maybe 60%, 70% of value.
Are we talking the ones that?
The one that is
Salvageable.
salvageable, not the
Salvageable
lots.
ones?
Self.
Yeah, not the lots.
Well, there's 1, 2, 3 of them that really don't need anything. Okay? They just, because I've been through them.
Mhm.
They don't need any work. So we're gonna go ahead and sell those at, 50, 60% of the value.
Those aren't on
I
the
want to get
table,
on
right?
that wagon.
they're not on the table right now, but I think we have to do it. We have to be
Yeah, but,
consistent.
You know what I'm saying on those.
I think we have to be
On, like,
consistent.
One on 3rd Street. It's repairable. And you gotta do a lot of finish work in there, because that's about all that's left to be done. And I think that one, the price is pretty high, or assessed is pretty high, excuse me. Would you go, at least 60% on that one, or 70%?
Silly, if you got $100,000 assessed value, you go in there and make a bid of 60 or 70 grand, that's giving a young couple something to start with.
Yeah, I'm more in favor of, young families in here. I agree, Mike, but, I just don't think.
Giving them away, no.
What's that?
If they're eligible, don't give them away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, You have someone come here and give us $1,000 bid again.
But there's,
It's coming. It's
you know, the three that
Oh,
need to be torn down, one of them's gonna cost a lot of money, but it's still full. And it's gonna take a hazmat to get in there. It's that bad.
Oh, boy.
It's just as bad as Spruce Street,
No, Mulberry.
or Mulberry, I'm sorry. Yeah, just as bad. Or worse.
Probably worse because it's fresher.
It sounds like it might be hard to set a set price then.
Yeah.
Sounds like every property kind of has its own
Right.
unique
Right.
thing to it.
Exactly right.
So,
We may not want to pigeonhole ourselves.
The one on 8th Street, that lot is 72 feet by 140 feet deep. That's a big lot.
Mhm.
That lot's worth a heck of a lot more than the one on 11th Street,
And to tear that house down
You know.
is gonna be
What's
minimal.
that?
I said to tear that house down is gonna be minimal. It's, I mean, I'm
Going on
just saying
8th
it's
Street.
not a very
Mhm.
Not a
big.
big footprint.
The,
No.
the
And it's
Spruce
empty.
Street house is, it's a small lot. Okay, I think they must have,
Okay,
split that lot off of the one on, 3rd Street,
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the one on
No.
8th Street.
so.
No, here's-
The only thing good for 11th Street is it's a nice lot. It's
You can
a
go on
corner
there.
lot.
Knock it over.
Not that big a lot,
Get your
right?
logos like this.
It's a pretty small lot.
It's been like
Yeah,
this
it is
since I
small.
can remember.
I mean,
I was living in
a lot of these lots have been, over the years, been split off.
Yeah.
That's
But he is right.
Problems.
We'll put ourselves in the corner trying to set up, price on these things unless you go instance by each one.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now you got 3 lots and 1 house. It's set, it's savable. That was valued at 100,000, right? Is that what you said?
I'm thinking something like that. I can look that up here.
I mean, do we set up a workshop to set prices for these? Kind of what we're thinking, or separate meeting? Or do we want to get it all done now?
Well, I think at this point, we just need to,
Need to know if we want to do
if
that.
we want to do it, and before the RFP goes out, I guess maybe even
Right.
for a more immediate answer is just this primarily this 3rd
I
Street.
was gonna say, I don't think we could probably answer that with the rest, but yeah, I agree. Maybe we just determine for what we've got in front of us, and then for the rest of them, we'll look at that before it comes here.
Each 4 at a time?
Yeah,
Yeah, it would help to know where we are tonight because in order to get the word out, we arranged to have it in this
Sure.
coming edition of the paper.
Yeah.
So we say 60% value if it has to be tore down of assessed lot, or 60% value if it's a good and minimum price on a lot.
So.
Like say, if the house is salvageable, like say 60% of house value, and if it has to come down, which is 3 lots that have to be tore down, we say minimum what? $500 to $7,500? Or $500 to $7,500? That'd be,
Yeah, then
Well, they're
at
different size
5,000,
lots,
5 or 75, and one or the other, I would think. I mean,
because that one you said is gonna cost a lot of money to tear down
yeah,
anyway.
the 2-story one on Spruce is full.
So you're gonna have $10,000 or $15,000 just tearing it down for a lot that's worth $20,000.
Correct, yeah. The house on 3rd Street is, assessed value is 57,000. But I think they're assessing this as what it looks like right now. If that house was done, it'd be worth, well, you guys know what the houses are going for in town. They're
Yeah.
very expensive. And this one's not gonna take much to rehab. It's a lot of finish work.
on the interior.
Correct.
And the
Well,
exterior's
yeah,
got-
I mean, same with the outside though also, Tammy, excuse me, Mayor, is, you know, put your siding on. Sorry. But, you know, time you put siding on and re-roof it, you're just gonna put a steel roof on it, put final siding back on. It's gonna look like brand new house.
I'd almost say 60% of assessed value unless it's a tear down and go with the minimum price.
Brian, do you have thoughts about that? You and I
No,
kind
I
of,
think that sounds reasonable, what Mike just said.
The 60%.
As a FYI, at least in
And then we go,
52.7 is the value of 403 Third Street,
Mhm.
so.
so that'd be a $30,000 bid
Information.
minimum.
57.
So are we in agreement with the 60% of the
Okay.
assessed value? Is that the, I mean, I guess we don't really need a motion, do we? Or do we? Brian, do you want a motion?
Yeah.
Is it enough? I mean, are we, short sheeting ourselves here? I haven't seen the
Well, I
house.
don't wanna be
know anything about 'em,
greedy.
so.
I mean, we need to offload them, but I
Yeah.
don't necessarily want to be greedy either, because I know people are going to have to put money into them.
Right.
But, I think, we're
You want to
sort of gave away the last,
get bids too, so yeah.
You do.
yeah, you want to be
Yeah,
able to
I
get
wanna-
bids.
We don't want to have a meeting, oh, we got no bids. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be fun.
So like 5,000 on the lots then, if they have to be tore down?
I don't know, what do you guys think about the ones that need
Well,
to be
let's
torn
ask
down?
Mr. Poston.
That's me.
Well, you're no. I'm just saying, from your perspective, would you place a bid if you said, I gotta pay a minimum of 5,000? Obviously, let's not worry about individual lots. Let's just pretend.
There's two, I definitely would. I mean,
What,
like I said,
And
West
still
8th
with-
Street,
With the expense of tearing them down as well.
West 8th Street, $5,000, that's gonna cost hardly anything to get rid of. 11th Street, same way. There's no footprints, you got a corner lot. It's a good spot. Yeah, $5,000 would be, yeah.
do you think that's,
I think
The
it's cheap
number?
for a lot,
so
but
do you think it should be higher is what you're thinking?
You gotta clean up though, right? I mean,
yeah,
you gotta take the good and the bad with.
probably
Yeah, but although, I mean,
Like
even
you
if you
said, we have
spend
to
10,000
offload
to
it
clean it
too.
up, I
Yeah.
mean, that's still 15,000 for an empty
for a
lot,
lot.
which is still cheap.
Which is pretty good. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
lots in town are going for what, 30 something?
30, some of them
Agreed,
40,
yeah.
42 up in,
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave's
Yeah.
stuff's 50,000.
You're right.
I don't know, I was just trying to think of a way that we need to recoup
No, I
some of
think you're
this,
right. I think
some of
that's
this
fine.
expense. I mean, that was,
What do you think, 60 on the assessed value of the house though?
yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm just bringing it up, but I don't, that's your decision.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
60% on
On
the
that, the,
rehabable
yes,
and a minimum of 5 on the others. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's kind of gonna be
you think it should-
on basis, because like,
Well, keeping in mind,
Spruce
these are the
Street.
only three.
Yeah,
These three are the only
okay.
ones that have to
Yeah,
be
let's just set,
demolished.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
But no, I agree with you. This one's gonna cost a lot of money. The
Yes.
Spruce Street is gonna cost a lot of money to
to,
Is that a
clean
big
up
house?
because it's full.
it's a 2-story
It's
full.
full.
So what do you say the assessed value of the lot would be? Without what, after tear down?
Which one?
Jerry, can you
The
look?
one, let's say the one on the 8th or 11th, either one.
10211.
What's the lot value?
Well,
Or can you
yeah, okay.
tell?
Well, here, the one on Third Street,
Yeah,
just the lot value is $12,790.
okay.
But that lot is only 75 by 60.
That's a small
Yeah,
lot.
it's small.
Yeah, that's a postage
That's a
stamp.
$12,000 lot, so cleanup alone would be almost what the lot's worth.
Well, this one won't be torn down.
That's the one that we're
Yeah,
keeping.
Oh, okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I just
Not
wanted to give you an
keeping it,
idea,
okay,
of that small of a lot,
Right.
it's still worth $12,000, or almost 13.
But look at like 11th Street or Spruce or
8th Street,
8th Street. Oh, Jason.
that's worth $20,630. That's
The lot?
just the lot.
Just the lot.
That's a
It's
bigger
20.
lot.
So if we put a
Yeah.
5,000.
Yeah, that's a big dog there.
But if you put a $5,000 price tag on that one, he's still gonna have 15,000 cleanup probably.
On 8th
That
Street.
Nah, that's a dinky little house,
no,
Mike.
that one's-
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you
not the,
That's a little tiny.
You can blow on it real hard and knock it off.
It's
That
less
one you
than
might wanna
1,000
look at.
square feet. I mean,
that one you might want to look at a higher number.
I would
Yeah,
think
they're
so.
minimums, right? I agree.
7,500.
You always got more.
I mean, the worst thing that
Split
could
the
happen
difference.
is we don't get any bids and we gotta start over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Or if we have a 5,000 minimum, we're gonna have, compared with somebody that might come in with 8,000 just so they get it.
And if your number's too low, you're probably better off having them rebid.
Right,
I mean, you're not out, really.
this time.
Just, yeah, this time.
Um,
I mean, 102 East 11th, that's 20, almost 25,000.
For 11th Street,
Street's 25.
for the lot.
24,880. I
I think
mean,
that paid a lot either.
The one right down across from Casey's?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
The one on 11th Street, something like that.
I mean, I feel like you,
Around the corner across from Casey's.
It's a pretty good size.
you asked for what, a quarter of the price of the lot?
Next to Fulton, next to
I feel like
Fulton's.
that's a reasonable number,
what was that?
like a quarter of the price of a lot.
I would say that, yeah.
I mean, really,
I went in there.
do a quarter of the price of the lot value
Mhm. I think, I like that.
on the ones we're tearing
Demolished.
down. Yep.
Yep,
So 25% of the lot value.
Yeah.
25%
Yep.
minimum, is that reasonable?
I think so.
So if it's 20 grand, it's 5. It's 10 grand, it's 25. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's.
Because you don't want to, yeah, you don't want to scare anybody away, but you want, and then you're talking also, I mean, if that's the bottom dollar that we're asking, hopefully people are going to come in knowing that there's going to be people bidding, that they're going to
Right.
come in with more.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna get it.
There'll be more.
People
free.
that are builders are going to know.
Yeah.
They're going to know what they're getting.
Jason, you could take that one on 8th Street, and cut that sucker in half and build 2 houses. No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, it's a big lot.
I
I
don't
thought you were
think
just
Terry
gonna
would let you
have
do
to do
that, though. There's too many setbacks.
Not enough room? No. It's too skinny. That was an idea.
So
Remember, you have
I
to-
think, do we have our answer then?
You have to hold to what this is, because if you remember the last 4, you had one of them that offered more money.
Yeah, and we
Agreed.
did take
We
it.
took less.
Yes?
Yeah.
Or we say we're gonna build a house.
You're setting a different kind of discipline on yourself in looking
Yeah.
at these next 4.
Yes. I think, yeah, you definitely have to look at the factors that they're adding there too. You know, what are they gonna build? When are they gonna build it? I feel like that's important as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Came into play with how expensive the house was gonna be and whether they could sell it or not in the
Mhm.
neighborhood. Because remember, we want people to live in these houses, like, that's part of the goal too, we want them to be sold when people live here, so.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think Brian's point was you're gonna have to
Yeah, you have to. be
discipline
kind of-
yourself
yep.
to that minimum bid. If we're
Agreed.
gonna require that,
Yep.
you're gonna have to, at bare minimum, go with that minimum bid.
So what's the bare minimum gonna be on the lots then?
So 25% of the lot value
5%?
and then 60% on the rehabable.
Correct.
Rehabable.
Mhm.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
I don't know, I can't say it, let alone spell it. All right. So does somebody want to make a motion? So the motion would be to proceed with the request for proposals with the rehabable homes
At
with a
60%.
minimum bid of 60% of the total value,
Is it 50 or 60?
60 of the total value of the property. And then the properties that need to be demolished would be 25% of the lot value.
And the assessed value
Assessed
of the
value.
home, yeah.
Sorry, yes,
Mhm.
yes, assessed value.
Agreed.
Sorry, I
Assessed value of the lot.
Mhm.
Of the home.
Of the lot.
Of the
And the
whole
property.
shebang, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I will make that motion. Would you like me to say it?
Yes, repeat it.
Here.
Here, I'll just write all of it down. for you. So, yeah, I'll make a motion for 60% of the assessed value of the whole shebang. That was my word. Whole shebang of the rehabable home that Tammy will spell for us. And then 25% of the assessed value of the lot, or of the lot value of the homes we're tearing down.
I'll second that.
Okay,
You have to say it.
motion by Cummins, seconded by Helm.
Poshton,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
How do you spell shebang?
I'll get to that later.
Ask, what was that?
Shebang.
dude's name? What was that? That guy, she banged, remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I remember the song. Wait, yeah.
Huh?
William Hung.
Martin.
William Hung.
William Hung,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so that concludes city business. So moving on to reports from council members. Any council members ever anything to report? No? Department heads?
I'm just gonna speak for Brian a little bit, Brian Brennan.
Yeah.
On well 5, he told us last week that he looked for that to be online by Friday this week. We haven't done water main flushing yet because of that. So once that gets on, we're gonna do the water main flushing. Among other things, but that's been delayed for probably a month this year.
Okay. Linda? No? No? Okay. Brian?
No.
Do you have anything? The only thing that I have that I was going to mention is just that, just as an FYI more than anything, I've had a couple of people comment or compliment the city on sort of taking care of these acquired properties and have really expressed their appreciation, especially those that live near some of those properties. And so I was asked to relay that to the council. So consider that relayed. And then again, showing my support for our community school district, I threw out the ceremonial first pitch of the first baseball game
Did you hit anyone?
tonight. I did not hit anyone, and it actually hit the mound. It might have rolled a little bit,
Did you get it there?
but it was close. It's
You
close.
didn't get it to the plate?
It was close. It rolled a little ways, but it was close. I've not ever thrown a pitching
We
ball
need to
in my
work on
life, but
We're gonna do some extracurricular work on it.
okay. All right. All right. I know. Okay, actually kind of hurt.
I was gonna say, wait till tomorrow.
That is all I have. Anybody have anything else? If not, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second,
Motion by Poston, seconded by Welker.
Welker,
yes.
Cummins,
Yeah.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Poston.
Yes.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. We-